I know it's been a huge week with our big garage sale yesterday and all the prep all week long. And so we're blessing all of those that are still sleeping and all of those that are recovering in so many ways. And we are so grateful for everybody's support. How many of you participated by either bringing something in, giving to the garage sale, buying from the garage sale? How many of you were involved? Okay, almost every hand in here. Yeah, thank you all so much. It was truly a blessed event, even though it rained and we did everything inside for the first year. It was quite an ordeal, and yet it all came together. We've raised so far about $4,000, but we also have things going to resale, and we have things going to an antique mall, and we have things, so we'll have more money coming in as we go and anticipate more. And Mary Helen's not here right yet, but boy, I'll tell you, when we get her here, we want to say thank you to Mary Helen for leading this event this year, and for all of those. Okay, those of you that were the team, the garage sale team, I want you to stand up for just a minute. Yeah, the garage sale team. Sarah, you are part of that in this, but yeah, thank you, John and Sarah, and yeah, you guys worked your tails off, and we are so grateful. And I'll tell you, it really is a blessing to have such community in the midst. So, and unity is about that. We're a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Yeah, absolutely. We are so grateful for prayer, right? And we honor that universal truth that is in all teachings, all ways of being. And we are grateful for each of you that choose unity as a spiritual path as well, and that you're here today with us. So we are knowing that you are bringing incredible energy and light and presence, and we are grateful for each and every one of you. And all of those that are watching us online right now, or in the future time, because we know that's happening too. We are really excited to bring our special guest, Three Trees, here with us today. I met Three Trees when I was doing a retreat leading a retreat in Sedona, and I started talking about different musicians and those to use in my retreat, and I kept getting the feedback, oh no, the only one is Three Trees. The only one to use is Three Trees. Get Three Trees. And he did our 3-day retreat with us, and we had a fabulous, powerful experience. And then since then, he's been here. This is at least your second time, right? Or third time. Third time here. So we are so grateful for his gifts, and you'll get to experience those in our meditation today, and more to come if you want to come and part of the soulmonic sound healing, which I highly recommend this afternoon. So anyway, what we want to do is to open this service with our affirmation of the week. As I discover, I learn and grow. Together? As I discover, I learn and grow. And a medida que descubro, aprendo y crezco. A medida que descubro, aprendo y crezco. Oh, good. You guys are getting really good at this. Let's rise and join Ellen and Art for our morning rise up.
In the morning when I rise, and before I close my eyes, anytime I'm in despair, I just say this little prayer. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is. When the cold wind starts to blow, and they beat upon your door, many nights will have their dawn. Hold this thought as you go on. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, We are here, spirit call. It's a small world after all. Bound together in and through this one common simple truth. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. Let him hear you outside. Wherever we are, God is.
How are you doing this morning? I think there we go. Thank you. My name is Amy Grobleski, and I'm so glad you're here today. Let's see. I think I messed up my script. Give me a sec. Let me get in the right place. I'm sorry?
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, here we are. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did mess it up. Give me a sec. Here we are. All right. Got it straight. Okay, so welcome everybody. And what about those garage sale warriors? Can you believe? That's amazing. If any of you saw this place when it was being set up and then now this morning, you really appreciate what this team has done. So thank every one of you that supported this effort. It was amazing to see. So let's begin our service this morning as we affirm our statement of truth. Together, there is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God the good omnipotence. Prayer, as you know, is a core practice that Unity teaches, our constant connection to divinity. Our prayer chaplains pray for your requests for 30 days, and then they're sent to Silent Unity to be prayed for at the same time, and that is double prayer power. Prayer request forms are in the foyer. Today's chaplains are Sarah Thompson and Katie Phillips. After the service, you can meet Katie near the prayer room for one-on-one prayer, which is right back here, and Sarah will lead us in a group prayer before our meditation. For our digital viewers, whether you seek peace or have gratitude to express, please click the Request Prayer button in your bulletin, or you can leave a prayer request through Facebook Messenger. Now, please, speaking of prayer, join Reverend Kyra in prayer.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you all. I'm going to just kind of gently walk amongst these beautiful crystal bowls. Yeah, they vibrate just by themselves, you know. So there's incredible energy in here. Let's just open our heart, our mind, and being and say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to that infinite source, that creative power that is alive within each one of us. We feel that power moving through right now, unifying our body, mind, and spirit, that we may live as the full expression of the divine essence that we are. As we open ourselves to the true light of our being, we allow that light to shine forth. And we give this light into this world. We fill this room. We fill this community. We fill this world with the light of our being. And knowing that we are one with this infinite source that pulses with the rhythms of the universe. We feel the heartbeat of the cosmos beating as one with us. Our heartbeat is that cosmic heart. And we feel it expand and allow and open to even more of that cosmic energy and that oneness that we are. As we feel and know this truth, we experience ourselves as this light that blesses not only us and our loved ones, but all of creation. We experience the blessing toward every animal of the sea and the sky and of the land, every creature near and far, and all of the beings upon this earth and all of those beyond. We say thank you to our ancestors and all the angelic realms and all of those that are working with us for this time of ascension, this time of union and recognition of the truth of our being. And as we say thank you, we acknowledge every teacher and child in our youth ministry and all of those that are joining us now and at any moment, and say thank you. Thank you, God, for being that light in all of creation. Thank you, infinite source that I am. And as we touch into that I am presence, we give thanks for every plant and mineral and Mother Earth. And we feel our connection to not just the cosmic heart, but to the divine heart of Mother Earth. And we unify with the love that is in our soul, the truth of our unconditional loving presence. And we say yes. Yes in itself is a prayer to the infinite to continue to bring forth your infinite, wondrous presence, that we may know the truth of our being and be set free, to live in divine glory, in ageless wisdom, and wondrous joy. And so it is. Amen. And yes.
So your Sunday e-bulletin, which was sent this morning, contains this week's announcements and all participation links. Please visit our connection table, which is right here in the back of the sanctuary, to sign up for our many events. So, first announcement, our special guest, Three Trees, yay, we're so happy to have you, will offer a sound healing experience today at 12:30 to help us recover from the garage sale. Get ready to melt into the bliss of Three Trees. The suggested offering is $50, and no one will be turned away. He also offers private individual sessions, and that'll be on Monday, October 27th by appointment. Join our Amigas Unidas for a festive potluck on Saturday, November 1st at 5 p.m. for a Dia de los Muertos celebration. Getting it. This is a fun time of remembrance and connection. See Maria Mendez for more information, and Maria's at the back there. The Unity women are collecting small gifts and personal essentials for the clients of Meals on Wheels in preparation for their holiday distribution. Please get your list and bring your donations on Sunday, November the 2nd at the Unity Ministry, Women's Ministry Victorian Tea Party, Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. And speaking of, the RSVP for the Women's Ministry catered Victorian Tea Party has only 4 places left. So if you would like to sign up, be sure you do that and put your name on the sheet. At the back, participants are encouraged to wear a fancy hat and bring their own cup, saucer, and plate. The author of Divine Audacity, which we're doing our spirit groups on that and have our messages on that, her name is Linda Martella Whitsett, will be our guest speaker on Sunday, November 16th, and offer a workshop. Powers for Times of Healing. It'll be at 12:30, and mark your calendar to get ready for our new series to take it to another level. And now, please join me for our vision, mission, values, and affirmations. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are and all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. We are living relevant spirituality now.
Please rise. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My fabulous, my fabulous, my fabulous life. My fabulous, my fabulous, my fabulous life. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this church, Spirit. Thank you for this church. Thank you for this church, Spirit. Thank you for this church. This loving, this loving, this loving church. This loving, this loving, this loving church. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here and sharing your unique energy and personality with us today. Okay, so here's your test question. By a show of hands, who is decorating this fall with pumpkins? All right, very nice. So that was easy. Now, if you're here for the very first time, please raise your hand so we can welcome you. Oh, wonderful. Welcome. So thank you for being here. Lovely to see you. And everyone, let's share our welcoming blessing for our guests and also each other. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. So it looks like Maria is on her way to give you a brochure and a little sticker that shows us that you are new to us. Okay. And so you can take, if you fill out the card, we would love for you to go to the desk up here and you can pick a free gift for yourself. And also, if you're online, you're also welcome to just go online and you can, I'm sorry, let me find myself. Okay. Yeah, you can also online, visitors there. John, this is for you, to show you it is okay to make mistakes when you platform. Just want to let you know that. Okay, so our first-time online visitors may contact us through Messenger or our Facebook page for a special gift. We'd love for you to connect with us in our unique events. And if you haven't checked it out, please do, because we have a lot of fun things going on in this church. And that helps, shows you we mean it when we say we are living relevant spirituality now. All right, and now let's center inward for a reading of today's daily word. The affirmation is, as I discover, I learn and grow. Together, as I discover, I learn and grow. My life is a journey of discovery. Over the years, I may have traveled to other lands, discovered new cultures and landscapes. Through my explorations, I have learned all kinds of things and grown in all kinds of ways. My spiritual life has been a journey of discovery as well. Through my spiritual practice, I have deepened my understanding of God and of myself as a spiritual being. I have discovered new landscapes within myself as I have communed with God in prayer and have changed my life through the power of my thinking. As long as I live, I will find more to discover. Questioning, learning, and growing help me discover the wonders within and all around me. And from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, verse 3, call to me, and I will answer you, and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known.
I think it's time for our group prayer. I'm going to invite Sarah up to lead us in a group prayer at this time. Thank you.
Well, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. We turn our vision within into that sacred space, that sacred place where the divine dwells in each and every one of us. We say thank you, God, for the opportunity to come together as one. As we open our hearts, we invite our thoughts to drift to our relatives, our friends, people that need love, that need encouragement. And so we think of them and say their names softly under our breath at this time to bring them into this mighty circle of love. So you may begin now. Marilyn, Ephraim, Dylan, Blake, Moses, Lily, Vaughn, Dean, Blake, Ephraim, and Dylan. We say thank you, God, and we honor those that have been here mentioned. Amen.
Turn our meditation over directly to three trees. I have to see if I can stand up and walk after that. So powerful. So let us take all of this energy and we share it in these words of an Aramaic translation of our Lord's Prayer together. Beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us, and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths, and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen. And
the power of now is always present, nowhere to be. Then where you are, the power of now flows oh so gracefully. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be. Then who you are, the power of now flows oh so easily. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. 'Cause everything let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now is ever flowing, connecting us all to the one. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. Let everything let everything wash away. The power the power of now.
Thank you, Ellen and Art. Yeah, nothing like the power of right now and the power that is within us. I love that idea of be strong enough to let go of where you think you need to control. Whew, everybody breathe that one in. And today we're continuing in our series on divine audacity. And I love this book by Linda Martello Whitsitt because it's really inviting us to dare to be the light of the world, to come into that audacious place within us where we set ourselves free and show up fully for ourselves and one another as a divine presence, to know ourselves as that, not think maybe possibly, oh, well, on a good day, I might be that. What if we were to truly live from this divine audacity in every moment? You know, that is really what we're here to do. And this week is the third in our series. And last week we looked at the foundation of faith, will, and understanding. And when we started to understand, that was part of our process, right? Is to understand that these powers, these lights of the universe, are activated in us when we pay attention and notice and give them the true spiritual power. Then we begin to light up in different ways. And so this week we're moving on into the next three powers. And I want to just, first of all, this is one of my favorite quotes in here that says, divine audacity is fearless overcoming of only human tendencies in order to do or say the right thing, that which unifies, harmonizes, strengthens, or uplifts. With divine audacity, you dare to be the light of the world. Ah, yes. Everybody say yes with me. Yes. Do you dare to be the light of the world? Yes. All right. I like that. Well, this week, we're really talking about our inner creative spark. What are the powers within us, the light within us that truly acknowledges and expresses our creativity? And one of those things that we're looking at is imagination, zeal, and power are the three we're going to talk about today. So first of all, I want to acknowledge that imagination is such a beautiful thing. I love this image, because what is it you're imagining? A lot of times we get caught up in imagining the worst case scenario. Anybody done that? Yeah. And you have the option of what we imagine. Our mind doesn't know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. So when we really get to activating our spiritual power, we are imagining things that are beyond what we've experienced and seen with our senses, with our outer vision, because we're coming from an inner vision that inspires something way beyond what we have previously known. Can you imagine who imagined and thought up this pan drum? Right? Or are any of these instruments or the experience, you think about this world and everything that is in it, began with the creative imagination first. It was a divine idea that got brought into someone's awareness, and then it was brought into this world. And it was created twice. It's created in our imagination first. And one of the things is that this is our ability to see beyond. She says the act or power of forming I'm making him nervous walking past those balls. Thank you, Three Trees. I thought I saw you wincing a little as I was going around those.
Because you were nervous.
The act or power of forming a mental image not present to the senses or never before wholly perceived in reality. A power that frees us from the limitations of our senses. So this is where we picture what can be. All right, what is possible? What is beyond the limits of what we have thought was possible? And that is a divine power within us that takes us beyond what we've known to that which is available to us in an every moment basis. right? What is available to us is far more than what we see. We know we're operating in multiple realms, multiple dimensions. And when we are aware of that and begin to operate from those higher realms, that imagination starts sparking things into existence. Now, what we're being invited as we do this is that this is a place where we begin to say, what if I imagined it differently than I have in the past? I'm going to move that one too, just so I don't step on it. Is that what if we imagined according to harmony, according to love? You know, there's a lot of stuff that bombards us with information in the world, and it's easy to get caught up in seeing the ideas that are presented to us by media. And yet, what we're here to do is to imagine the truth of a world that is spiritually awakened, that has ascended together, that is operating from the purity of love, that is carrying out peace, and every person is lifted in this planet. What are you imagining? Because your imagination is truly a spiritual power, and it is the most important creative spark that begins the process of bringing things into form into our world. So when we begin with that, we start to realize, oh, and maybe I've even imagined my past in different ways. Have you found that imagination can be a redeeming quality? It can redeem your past from old ideas and beliefs that you've had. When you imagine it differently, I love one of the gifts I've had over the years of people that would share their different ways of teaching and learning and growing, and one of those was neuro-linguistic programming. Anybody familiar with NLP? NLP is very powerful, and it uses imagination. It uses the power of our imagination to begin to shift, like even our past understanding of things, or what our experience was and what energy that we've carried forward. I've shared many times about the story when I was afraid of big men because of when my dad was angry when I was 3. And then I made big men scary in my life, right? And I had to overcome that when I was opening the congressional session in Arizona. And I heard that the Speaker of the House was mad. And, I'm there to pray. Come on. I can do that anytime, anywhere, without a hesitation. But what happened inside of me was the little girl was activated, and I made the decision, never again will I do that, because my friend wanted to introduce me to the congressional, but this guy said, oh, you can leave now from the dais. And so I left, right? And because the little girl was scared. And my friend comes out, the senator, and says, why did you go? I wanted to introduce you to everybody. Oh, sorry, I had to go. And I realized that fear was not true at all. It was based on an image I had. So I actually used neuro-linguistic programming at that time that somebody had shared with me some things and changed my whole picture of what occurred in my past. And no longer does I have this fear of big men, tall men, whatever reason. It's just because I was little at the time and my dad was big. And I reconciled everything with my dad along the years, but still I carried this imprint of this false idea. So imagination allowed me to reimagine that scenario. Reimagine it where it ended with love. And actually, when I thought about it later, I think it actually did. It led to my dad leaving my mother, but it also led, at that moment, he hugged me, and he was so remorseful when he slammed that gallon of milk in the floor and glass went flying when he realized I was in the room and that he could have hurt me. So the truth was not what it appeared to as a 3-year-old, right? Or what I took away from it. And then he recognized that he needed to deal with his anger differently, right? What a blessing. But I had to redeem that with my imagination, to imagine myself back in that scenario, change the picture, move it forward in a new, powerful way to empower myself to say, I'm not a victim of the past. So those of us that have been caught in that, this is part of the redeeming power that is available to us through imagination. We can revise the past and we can create a new future. How many of us have had challenges seeing a good future for ourselves and the world right now? And yet it's so important that what we are imagining is literally vibrating energy into the world and creating a different kind of a ripple through space-time. So when we vibrate at the high level of unconditional love and acceptance and a loving presence and experience ourselves and our world responding to that. You know, I live a blessed life. I live a very blessed life. And I used to imagine what that was like, and now I live it. You know, I am constantly blessed in so many ways, but I also know that part of that was the creative power, and I also know that part of that blessing is that I get to share this high vibration energy and imagine this world fully awake, fully in the golden age, as they call it. We have moved beyond the age of the Yuga, which was a time of challenge and deep darkness, and now we're moving into the light of where we begin to rise together. And yes, as we shake off the dross, it doesn't always look pretty. All right. Yet, what we're really knowing is that this Christ consciousness, this divine light consciousness that we are, is rising to be that which is expressing, to dare to be the light of the world. So let your imagination follow. There's 3 key factors in it. First is conception. Conception is that out of the one mind, the infinite source, the highest source, it was always said in the beginning. So in the beginning is this consciousness that wants to express. And the character of the consciousness determines the quality of its imagination. So what character of consciousness am I living into with my imagination? Am I conceiving all the possibilities, the infinite awareness of what is available? Am I conceiving my ability to create a shift through my own awareness and consciousness? We are the source of shifting our world. And when we begin to understand, that's the power of this. And we move from the conceiving power, which is already unlimited, then it becomes a vision. We become capable, our capacity, we become capable of dreaming a new existence into effect. You know, our vision is not necessarily yet manifested, and yet what we create is the experience of it in fulfillment, right? We all know this is law of attraction stuff, right? That and it is fulfilled in me, and I feel that fulfillment, it must be brought into existence because it is already real for me. And when I live from that place, then all of a sudden amazing things begin to occur to bring forth that reality into existence. So that vision that I have is a part of this imaginative power. And not that power is imaginative, this imagination power, let's say it that way. And then we go into the embodiment. And embodiment is really that place where I live it, and I begin to live as a trust, as a place where I trust the truth of the vision that I hold. I trust the conception that came through, the divine idea that came to me and brought into fruition. I see Angela out here with her 16 hands, beautiful sanctuary, and Katie over here with her sanctuary for animals. I see they both carried a vision in their soul that wouldn't let them go. And I watched that, and I watched it come into, you already had yours in manifestation when I met you, Katie Phillips, but I watched Angela bring hers into expression. And so many of you, I can talk about the things I've watched you bring to expression in your life. So those are just a couple examples, but we know that what happened is they embodied it first. They became so aligned to the truth of their vision that it was a living reality within them until it came into form in the outer world. So as we activate this power of imagination, we start to bring all of these 3 into expression. But what happens when they come into expression is now we need the next power, which is zeal. All right, you have to know this is my favorite, right? It's my other name. And zeal is truly that enthusiasm, that presence of God that it activates us in such a way that we're filled with that light. We cannot help. It is an energy source that is there moving and activating. I love that Charles Fillmore, when he was 94, our co-founder at Unity, made this quote, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm to spring forth and with a mighty faith to do those things that ought to be done by me." When he was 94, he talked about sizzling with zeal. How many of you wake up every day, I'm sizzling with zeal today? It's an invitation. You could consider it. It takes our willingness to allow something besides the chatter of the mind to come through and activate our zeal. Because our zeal is not, it's a fake enthusiasm. Sometimes we fake it till we make it. We were all taught those things. But the truth is, that's not what zeal is. Zeal is a divine power within us. And that divine power activates so that we have the energy and the light and the ability to do what is ours to do because it naturally is compelling us to do it. And we will continue to thrive as we bring that light into the world. Now, it again has three components. The first one is enthusiasm. Oh, wait, I missed something before I said that. I wanted to tell you the definition out of Revealing Word. They call it intensity, ardor, order, enthusiasm, and the inward fire of the soul that urges humankind onward. So it's that fire of the soul that we're talking about, that we're bringing forth with our zeal. Spiritual zeal harnesses our enthusiasm for purposeful living. And for purposeful living, it means we bring our wisdom into it. So zeal unfettered can be something that you're just going out and creating, chaos, right? But zeal that is harnessed with wisdom is going to help uplift not only you, but others as well. And so when we start to look at the first characteristic is enthusiasm. Basically, we know what that is. Enthusiasm represents of God, of the divine. It's that divine light that is bringing us forth and giving us that kind of experience of optimism. We believe in life. We have interest in the plans that we have. We have interest in life and how it's emerging and the evolution of life. And we get excited about all the ways that life is expressing and the unique ways that we encounter it through everyone. And so it brings an exuberance to us in that process. Now, the second quality that is inherent in zeal is this idea of audacity, all right? It's that fearlessness. Again, it is that impulse from a universal force, and it brings a power source that keeps us moving. So it's like once we have the faith and we have understanding, and then we align our will, and then we begin to move forward with our imagination. Now what happens is we need the power source behind all of that to actually bring it forward into our lives and into our world. And it starts in our inner world, and then it gets expressed outwardly. So how audacious are you willing to be in your own thoughts? Do you just think the same thoughts all the time? Or do you get audacious in thinking outside of the box, in thinking beyond what you've known, beyond what you've believed was possible, and begin to open to an infinite idea of what is actually available to you as a creative power in this universe? Because this creative power of yours is going to bring it forward when you energize your imagination. You energize it with this audacious boldness, right? That's willing to go beyond anything you've known. What happens is we are electrical beings, right? We have electrical energy in our body. And when you supercharge your own electrical currents, right? By the divine, by going into that divine awareness and being willing to allow it to express through you, it literally sets up an energetic current that goes not only in you and begins to lift the energy of your cells, the energy of your light, and the energy that you send forth everywhere that you are. You walk into a room and it transforms. Now, that is, as you know, one of my greatest experiences. Many of you have heard me talk about my experience with the Dalai Lama. And when before he walked into the room, about 2 minutes before he walked into the room, I felt this energy wave. And this energy wave came over with compassion that I had never experienced before. Every one of us, there were 400 of us in this, faith leaders in this room. And we all, like tears are running down all our faces because this level of compassion hit. Now, 2 minutes later, the Dalai Lama walks in and I realized, that's a wave of energy that goes before him and creates the reality of the consciousness that he carries. Well, that's our purpose. What consciousness do I carry? And I am so on fire with it, I am so audacious with it, that it goes before me and affects others wherever I am. That, to me, became a life purpose and a life mission, and it's part of this idea of zeal. The zeal is to, how do I carry that energy that before I walk in the room, you feel the joy that I carry, or you feel the zeal that I carry, or whatever it is for each of you individually. Maybe yours is peace. Maybe yours is harmony. Maybe yours is whatever it might be. That brilliance inside of you wants to be audacious. It wants to come forth and shine with that electricity and begin to, lighten everyone. The other third component of the idea of zeal is devotion. You know, that to be devoted to the inner truth of your divine identity. So many times we're devoted to an old idea of ourselves, or how someone defined us when we were young. Anybody done that? You got some little part of you that's still, or would you just be more or be less or whatever it might be. Maybe you were too much, you know. That was my story. Too much, too loud, you know. You get to harness that baby. All right, so, but there's a devotion to that inner light, that inner awareness. And when we are devoted to that inner light within us, that inner awareness, we recognize it's the truth of our being, that you are a divine expression. You are unique and wondrous, and what you have to offer is so needed in the world right now. And to recognize I am devoted to bringing forth my truth. For years, I started doing public speaking when I was 14. And at the time, I knew I loved to public speak and things, but I still very nervous. And for years, then I went on and I went into theater and into speech, and I graduated from college as a speech major. And yet, I always felt I didn't have my message. So therefore, I was always nervous when I spoke. I was like, all jittery inside. And I realized there was a piece that was missing. And it was the realization that I was here for another message. And I had to find my true message and be devoted to what was truth within myself. Then that message could come forth. So each of us have our own message. Each of us have our own ability to access that truth. And then all of a sudden, it was a very different thing to come and speak, because Spirit is speaking. You know, yes, I use notes, and yes, Spirit is the voice that's behind this. And when we each find that place in us, then we will begin to have a devotion to that divine light that we are, and we can't help but let it out. Let it out rather than to hold it in, because it's too miserable to hold in the truth of you, right? To act small. Anybody done that? You know? I know you know. The times that we've played small. You know, the old Marianne Williamson quote is, you know, the thing we most fear is our magnificence. You know, your playing small does not serve the world. So bring forth your light, be audacious, and be devoted to that which you know. Because character, somebody said this the other day, character reveals itself. And I think it's true. When your character is in alignment, then it will come forth and it will be seen and understood, and others will learn and grow through seeing and knowing who you are. Present moment engagement is the place where that becomes real. If I'm worrying about the future, I'm thinking about the past, I'm not here. And I'm not really bringing that full light. And so part of zeal is being fully present in each individual moment. And so that power of now so speaks to our soul, because we begin to bring our capacity for wholehearted and single-minded attention to what it is that I'm here to be. When I got that message out of seeing the Dalai Lama, it changed the whole way of what I was really up to. What I was up to was to find the truth of what was my energetic signature and be that so completely that that's what goes forth. And we each have that opportunity. So as we take this idea of zeal, we give this power and begin to sizzle, and like Charles Fillmore, we can say, I fairly sizzle with zeal, even when we're 94. Or last week I had the blessing of going to, or week before, lunch with, they had a clergy lunch at the Crossings, and I got to go to that luncheon with Eden, who many of you know here is an inspiration for us at 98. And I'll tell you, it's such a blessing to see somebody who still carries that zeal for living, that zeal for life. And she was such an example of that. And there is a power behind that, because power is the third in this particular creative expression that we're talking about, this creative spark. Power is the third power, because the power that rules the world, Charles Fillmore said this, the power that rules the world is within. It's within us. The power is not something out there. It's not something anybody can give to us. True power is a spiritual power that activates us to live into the highest expression of ourselves. He spoke this in his book, Atom Smashing Power of Mind. So this is where we receive the gift of power in the beginning, when we were told you are made in the image and likeness of the divine, of God. We are the creative energy, the creator of our reality. And so our energetic imprint, our power imprint, is already been given to you. You know how you get those notices in the mail? You've been pre-approved, all right? You've all been pre-approved. You are powerful beings, all right? So as you do this, it's a key is power can be, all of these can be expressed for good or for not good, or good, something less than. But the truth is, what do we do with it? How do we take that attribute of spiritual power and bring it forth? When somebody is in a challenge, do you go and you moan with them? Yeah, we like to do that, don't you know? Oh, let me get down there with you and just kind of wallow for a little while, and, it will be better, because you've got a friend wallowing in the mud with you, right? Or do you invite them to open to a higher power, to open to a power within them? I had a conversation this week. My brother was going through some challenges, and my sister-in-law goes into a panic. So there's a thread of family members that goes around, and and they're all and there was, oh no, and she's in a panic of, oh no, and ain't it awful, and and angry at the system and all of that kind of stuff. And I just said, what I know is, I know my brother has the strength within him to go through this, and he will rise through this, and he's going to be fine. And let's just hold the vision that he is strong and he is able to come through this with strength and power. And one of my nephew's wife called me then and said, Thank you, thank you. I never know what to say, and it's like, what do we say? What power do we call on in the midst of a circumstance? Do we call up a higher awareness and we bring that forth with the power of our words? Because when we give voice to the consciousness of the divine, we are bringing forth that power. So we all get to take a look at, there are 3 categories. I'm running way over, so I'm going to give you real quickly. Concentration, that's one's spiritual ability to focus on our divine intention and direct our attention to our divine attributes. When I direct my attention that I am divinely made, I'm divinely inspired, I'm divinely guided, then I am going to remember that truth in the midst of the circumstances of life. Secondly is self-mastery. Woo! Everybody, yay! Well, self-mastery in all different traditions, it is a key, to know thyself, to come to the truth of mastering your own emotions and your own thoughts and your own ability to behave in certain ways in the world, not to say to conformity, but to behave according to the divine in you. But all of that is self-mastery. And we know we all know people that have claimed spiritual power, but then they show up and emotionally crater. And when you do not have self-mastery over all of those components, then you tend to falter when things show up. Because is life going to show up? Of course. And so in the midst of it, do I claim my self-mastery, look into the depth of my own being, and begin to honor all those things that are in me and not follow the impulses of the mind or the emotions, right? When I stop that, and I gain self-respect in that process. Have any of you ever overcome addictions of any type? Cigarettes, whatever it might be. What you know is there is a self-mastery process in that, of not giving in to the impulses of your mind and your body and your all of it and your feelings. And when you do that, you claim a different kind of spiritual authority, which is the third of these. Spiritual authority comes from carrying a presence. And it's a presence that comes from inner clarity and integrity. When you gain the self-respect of your own self-mastery, then you carry a kind of integrity and clarity, and it comes through and allows the divine to shine without distortion. And we are here to be clarified in our spiritual authority. We have been given spiritual authority over the world. And yet, most of us succumb to give our power away to things outside of us to decide how do we feel, what am I thinking, what is happening in my life, what do I believe about it, what am I now imagining, right? So it comes full circle, right? So in this process that we have the ability, and my guides have said this same thing, we're here to command the light. God said, let there be light. He didn't say, oh, would you consider turning the light on, right? It's let there be light. Well, let there be the spiritual power, the spiritual authority in me that comes through with a power that knows I have the ability to be my own spiritual authority. It's a divine authority. It's not mine, because it's not up to me, but I also know I also have to claim it and command it. And when I feel shy about doing that, or I feel like, oh, I'm being arrogant, or I diminish the ability of the divine to come through with its spiritual power. So we are to call upon that spiritual power so that we can be divinely audacious. Anybody with me? Yeah. Oh, well, come on. I need to hear a little more zeal. Yeah. All right. Well, today, as we have throughout this series, we are in the midst of our art reveals. And so I am going to move us into our art reveals right now. And I am going to begin with Dan and Lindsay Bridge. And Dan and Lindsay, if you'll come up. So each week we have art that is related to these different powers, and then we'll be auctioning this off later in November. And so we're very excited that I've got 3 pieces, 2 of which were created by Lindsay here, and one that was created by Dan that we're going to start with today. And I want to say, first of all, that Dan is a spiritual artist, a writer, a teacher, and he lives in Texas. He enjoys family, friends, painting, writing, and walking, and his paintings can be found online at Fine Art America, searching under artist for Dan Bridge Art. His books are found on Amazon, and I highly recommend The Healing House, along with all of his books are fabulous. But I want to say, first of all, so Dan has a piece that is related to power, and so we're going to open all these. But Lindsay was bringing pieces that represent vision, and she created 2 different, and Lindsay, we're so proud of you, that she, with the help of her dad, created 2 pieces that represent vision. And oops, I did that one. One of them is a collage on Monet. Talk about imagination and vision. Beautiful, Lindsay. And the second one is a collage based on Picasso. Again, another fine example of vision, right? And imagination. And then, along with those, and these will be up for auction, and Lindsay, we're so grateful it has your energy in it, sweetheart. Yeah. Thank you for contributing. And Dan has created, this one is called Nebula Big Bang. And this will be up for auction as well. And this represents power, because what's more powerful than that Big Bang, right? So I want you all to see that. We will, now that we're through the garage sale, we'll start getting everything displayed from last week and this week up here. We'll have them all throughout the sanctuary, throughout the rest of our series. So you'll get to actually look at them up close and personal. So anything you guys want to say about it? You want to say anything?
Thank you about it.
Yeah? You want to say anything?
Well, Lindsay did all the cutting.
Oh, she did all the cutting on her.
Yeah, we have a roller. She did all the pasting and placed a lot of pieces. We just get into collages. They're a lot of fun. Just like I said about other paintings, if you don't like what you put down, just put more paper down. We found a media from Hobby Lobby called Media Gloss Flow. You can do anything with that stuff. It acts like a glue. When you're done, you can put it all over your painting or your collage. It looks white and it turns clear.
How fabulous.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thank you for your beautiful artistic vision and bringing it into expression for us. Okay, next we have, let's see, let me get my order of things here. I've got Katie Ralston. So Katie, artist Katie Ralston creates images with the intent of affecting a subtle shift in the viewer's energy, that the viewer will walk away feeling somehow uplifted, feeling good, feeling better. Whether she's drawing a cartoon or painting a meditative canvas, the intent is still the same. Make something that contributes to raising the vibration of the viewer. She's been an artist and art instructor for over 40 years. She works primarily in pen and ink, markers, pencils, acrylics, collage, and mixed media, creating a wide variety of work ranging from illustrations to paintings. She's especially skilled at capturing a person's likeness in portraits and caricatures. I have one of those. I love it. As a caricaturist, she has drawn caricatures of guests at over 2,500 special events in the USA and internationally. She earned her Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree in drawing and painting from the University of Hawaii, where she was a recipient of several awards. She was greatly influenced by the incredible beauty of Hawaii, the Hawaiian culture, and the Pacific Rim cultures present in Hawaii. Also of great influence has been traveling to many different countries, which began as a small child, the daughter of a career Navy test pilot. Traveling and living in so many different places and meeting so many lovely people in them has greatly shaped her own spiritual journey. She now resides in Clear Lake and Houston. And Katie, you want to help me reveal your piece up here? And tell us what you want to say about it, too. So she has the vision of imagination. And here, woo! I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll pull it out so everybody can make sure and see it fully. It's so beautiful, and it's called What Can Be.
And I came up with that title because it actually was in the book. I had it written down, but I left my notes down there. But anyway, it is something that was stated in the book about the power of imagination. And, oh, you're going to bring it to me? Thank you. Okay. So, because this struck me, just that imagination is our powerful capacity to picture what can be. And by holding that idea and developing it until we feel its effects while it is yet unmanifest, to live into that idea until it essentially becomes reality. So, I mean, I was a super shy kid. I know nobody believes that, but I really was. And imagination was my best friend. So I was so introverted, but I think that's really what shaped me as an artist as well, because I would just stay by myself and draw, and I'd make stories up, and, I'd make my pets talk and things, so.
Perfect.
So, you're right. So it really shaped me that way. And then, and right before Kyra started talking about this project, I had been seeing that blue. I'd been seeing that color. And then she talked about imagination in that color blue. And I knew, Spirit had talked to me and said, that's the power that I'm going to work with. And so this piece is meant as a meditative piece. So that's what I say when I want people to feel uplifted. I created this, I chose a circular piece because it has no beginning and no end. So it's like infinity. Really calming colors. You can look at it up close. There's a lot of smaller details in it. You can look at it far away. And of course, being an abstract piece, you get to decide what you see in it. So the color blue that they use for imagination, it's she had said in here, it's the color of the open sky of possibilities. And then I also used some violet for the crown consciousness, for the open mind, which is really where all creation comes from. And then there's metallics in there, and that to me represents alchemy. And it's mixed media, and it's weird because I've never done anything on wood before, and I just, it all just came together to do that. But anyway, it's a portal or a mandala for meditation, whatever you choose for it to be. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We have Zilla Adams. Okay, Zilla, who is representing Zeal for us today. Where'd your... Zilla. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me find my piece on Zilla. Right here. So Zilla Adams this is called Enthusia, the Zeal Fairy. Shall we?
Wait, I want to just...
You want to talk about it first?
I just want to show you.
Come on up here.
Okay, zeal is a very difficult thing because it's an emotion.
By the microphone.
I'm sorry. It's an emotion that is on the face. I mean, when you have zeal, and a lot of times your hands are involved, and you're very zealous. And so to try to bring this emotion into reality was really hard. And so I thought, well, I need a face. So I used my own face. I got in the mirror and sketched myself. And then I said, but I don't want this to be a real human. This is the epitome of the emotion. So I started out with a thought form. I thought, okay, you have to think about it. And in something, you see something, and then it makes you zealous. So here's this thought form. And then I came up with a face. And so the thought form is here, and it's moving up, and then it switches, and then it comes into the emotion. So this was the beginning of all this, and that's how this evolved. So now
we can reveal it. And I'll share a little more about Zilla. Let me move out of the way. So and I'll move this where everybody can see this. It's called Enthusia, the Zeal Fairy, right?
So the deal is, here's the thought form, and then it twists, and then she comes into this wonderful, zealous being. And I didn't want her to have I didn't want her to look human. She kind of does, but her eyes don't have dark pupils.
Yeah.
And also, your hands are usually part of this. And so this is kind of the hands beginning to evolve, and then there she is. And her name is Enthusia.
I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you, Zilla. So let me just tell you a little about Zilla. She had a 10-year career as a graphic designer, worked with Texas Monthly Magazine. A lot of you may not know this about our Zilla. And she illustrated and designed books for numerous publishers, winning 2 Folio Awards in New York. She's been traveled and gone through 28 foreign countries, and she's very passionate about everything. And she also lived in Hawaii. I guess Hawaii brings a lot of creative energy out, right? And she's been in Village Art Gallery for 20 years, and she's done Art and Culture Center, she also had showings at Lahaina Art Society's exhibitions. She sold her paintings and sculptures and watercolors and etchings and drawings throughout her life, and she currently has a studio and office in Seabrook. And so in this, she became fascinated with the ancient Hawaiian arts and studied those with a kahuna healer as well. And she's a healing master. And then she also has gone into medical healing touch. She's got an EFT, emotional freedom technique, and she is a practitioner of all of these different arts and healing arts, and helps people overcome their anxieties and fears. And she's developed a very powerful therapy session that is available, and you can find her where she really works with spirit with people. So you can see her enthusiasm comes through in her painting. Her zeal. Thank you, Zilla.
Thank you, my dear.
All right, we've got one more. All right, this one more today, that is. Next week, isn't this exciting? All right, well, the next one is Sarah Thompson. You saw Sarah. Sarah, come on up a minute. Sarah has been on a varied art journey throughout her years. She's worked with watercolor and acrylic and created mixed media and collages. And the years since retiring as a high school art teacher, she's taught mosaics and jewelry making and other creative projects. She's done beadwork, a lot of three-dimensional work, and this is one that really brings her three-dimensional work together. And she's so much more. She was born in Mexico City, and she has brought all of that passion that she carries from her culture into what she brings forth in expression. So she goes, I'm not going to read all of this if you're okay with you. Y'all can read it later. But she's also done a sailing adventure up the East Coast. And she is just, as we know, one of the artists of our community that we are so grateful for. And so this piece, you want to tell us about it? Yeah, maybe we need both of us to clear it completely and not mess it up in any way. Get that off of there. Ah, there we go. Tell us about it, Sarah.
There was a megaphone in the trash.
Most of her art starts with something that came out of the trash.
That my neighbor was throwing away, and I took it home, and it sat around. Then I put it out in my garden, and it sat around out there. And then when this project came along, I thought, you know, that kind of looks like a flower. So I took it into my studio, and I cut it up and made the bloom. And then little by little, it kind of evolved, and I went and bought copper, and I cut out the leaves. And then I thought, you know, I want it to look powerful, so I got a tile and broke the tile so that it looks like it's broken through the tile. And so I feel it's a pretty powerful piece, and I enjoyed making it, so thank you.
Thank you. We're going to have a lot of fun with this art. We have an art reception on November 19th on Wednesday to bring family, friends, anyone to see. And we'll be starting actually our silent auction on all of the art pieces on November 16th. But we've got more to reveal. Right now, what we would like to do is to move us forward in this service. And thank you all. Let us know. Thank you for sharing us on the Facebook and social media of your choice. This is time for our offering, and we are grateful for each giver and each gift. And we are grateful that we are holding those gifts in our hands and in our hearts and all the ways that you give. We hold all of those in the light of our being. Together we share divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is.
God, I'm running for your heart. I'm running for your heart till I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm longing for your ways. I'm longing for the days when I am a soul on fire till I am a soul on fire. God, I'm running for your heart. I'm running for your heart till I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm looking for the days. I'm looking for the ways till I am a soul on fire. Make me a soul on fire. Lord, restore this joy I had. I have wandered, bring me back. In the darkness, lead me through till everything I see is you. God, I'm running for your heart. I'm running for your heart, 'cause I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm longing for the days. I'm waiting for the ways, 'cause I am a soul on fire. Yes, I am a soul on fire. I yearn for you, and then I return again. Lord, I yearn for you, and then I return again. God, I'm running for your heart. I'm running for your heart till I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm looking for the ways. I'm waiting for the day till I am a soul on fire. Yes, I am a soul on fire. God, I'm running for your heart. I'm running for your heart. I wanna be a soul on fire. Let me be a soul on fire. Yes, I am a soul on fire. Lord, I am a soul on fire.
Thank you, Ellen and Art. Yes, we're on fire and running a little behind, but I thank you all for your patience today. Let us take our prayer requests and our offerings, and we're going to share our affirmation together. Thank you, Katie. We celebrate divine abundance. We gratefully live, breathe, and experience abundance and generosity. Thank you, God, for the flow of resources through our ministry to bless the world. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We are grateful, blessed, and prosperous. Thank you. Thank you for sharing us on the social media of your choice. Our choir meets tomorrow night at 7. And we want you to know that you can donate your Yummy used pumpkins, and they'll go to the local animals. So after you get through with those that you decorated with, we'd love to have them here. And let's join together for our prayer for protection and our peace song. So 3 trees, I told you, no, we'd be done by 11:45. I was wrong. But it'll be good. We do want to invite everybody, if you are signing up for his need to pay for 3 Trees workshop, please do that right after the service in the bookstore. All right, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thank you to our online viewers.